Hello everybody, this is VOC here. This is my Slippery Gem League video, the Gucci Hobo League, where you can only use uniques. I've been in this league for about 5 days, 8 hours, and I've really had a lot of fun with this league. It's been a lot of fun. And I'm level 92, and I'm about 250 depth in delve. I think I'm in the top 5 on the deepest delve right now. But what I've made is I've taken my Bane Bloom. I have a guide for my Bane Bloom. I wanted to play just Bane this league and see how far I could get on basically just Bane. I used Essence Drain early for a little bit, but then later on I just switched to just using Bane. And I wanted to see what type of magic find I could make with Bane. And this is what I've come up with based on what's dropped. I have about 213 rarity and -6 quantity because of the Venter's Gamble. But just to go through my build real quick, it's all based upon Bane. And so we have Void Manipulation, Efficacy, Control Destruction, Despair, Bane, Swift Affliction, and then we have Curses in the Gloves, Enfeeble, Poacher's Mark, Enhance, and Assassin's Mark. Right now I'm in a 4 curse setup. If I need to for bosses, I can take off my boots and 5 curse with Wind Scream boots to apply 5 curses to add in Temporal Chains. I'm running this chest for the blood magic, and because it's honestly the best chest I found. The rest of them I haven't found shavs or anything yet that's much better than this. So I have Malevolence and Discipline running, Valdisk running in this chest. And then I have a Cast on Death portal just because sometimes I just pop. This build's squishy. And I just can jump back in the map. Flame Dash. And then I have my Wither Totem set up here. And then I have Purity of Lightning, Purity of Elements, Arctic Armor, and my Golem up in my helm. And so, that's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 auras that I'm running. And then my gear is I6 links, a Cane of Unraveling. The Cane of Unraveling of some sort is core for this build. Before I was using, I had a really good drop early on. I dropped this at a level 73 delve. I killed the dude in the delve, and he gave me this this weapon that I used with this shield, which I qualityed 30%, and I used this combo with a Tabula leveling, and it was really, really good, because this gave me so much defense, and this weapon with this shield, and even with a Tabula, I had enough defense to get to where I needed to be. But yeah, this gloves and this staff really make this build. And then I have a pretty good Venters. I have a really great Lahoop. I was incredibly lucky to come into Presence of Chayula, and then I have these boots on low life for the 100 rarity, and I have Dadazian Dawn, and then the helm from Cyrus. So this really isn't that hard of a build to put together, and it's a one-button build. I mean, I click Bane and Flame Dash. That's it. So I play this build with my mouse. So I have 2 T16 maps here to just show you the build real quick, and this is what I've come up with. It's a lot of fun. I thought I could make a Bane work with all uniques, and if you look at my original build guide, VOC Bane Bloom, I have a build guide that has like 50,000 views that I made for METAMORPH, and it's very similar to actually what I ended up with here. Just has a lot more damage when you can make it outside of a Slippery Gem League. But as you'll see, this is a tier 16 map, and I'm a little squishy, so I might die to something, but I have enough damage, more than enough damage. And the key to this is Profane Bloom, and so Profane Bloom and Wicked Ward, the Occultist, really brings this together, because if you blow something up, everything else in the pack dies. So again, this is just Bane and Flame Dash, and as you can see, it's more than enough damage to clear the T16. On the boss, it slows down a little bit. I can Wither Totem to pick up the boss damage a little bit more. you'll see how it looks. Trying to jump through this door. Yeah, I don't even know where he was. And I like Bane because for the metamorphs, it's really good because you're putting 4 curses or 5 curses on the metamorphs. And the second thing is the metamorphs spawn dudes, and when you blow up the dudes that they spawn, it blows up the metamorph. So that's it's and also you can just dot them and walk away, and the metamorph dies. Like, that's my strategy. I like dot the things, walk away, and kill some other stuff, and then I'll come back to them and they'll be mostly dead. So it's not incredibly fast. This build definitely lacks boss damage. But again, I did Shaper and Elder, and I haven't done Uber Elder yet. I have done Ziri. I have the pieces for Uber at Ziri, I think. I just haven't done it yet. And as you can see, it's enough damage. It's just not. It could be more damage, but it's enough. And see, once he starts spawning guys, it's the end of him. As long as they're in the radius of where he's at, they'll blow him up. Like so. I'll do another T16 here real quick to show you. And yeah, I'm running low life without a shavs, so I have painted tune. I'll show you my build at the end. So that's why I'm running this Blood of the Crewery. I spam it every time I mash my flasks, but it only uses it if it needs it. That's one of the nice things about Blood of the Crewery. It's a type of life flask that only pops when you're low out of life, and it's such high life recovery that even with my you see, oh, it didn't save me. I was trying to show you there. Even with my low amount of life, it does a lot of recovery. But as you can see, I was trying to explain what it does, and of course I get killed while trying to show you. That'll be funny. Yeah, you can see it not work, but sometimes it saves you, which is nice. And you can see how my cast on death, I have cast on death portal, because I just jump back in the map. You know, when I'm pushing level, of course, I take that off and I go more tanky. I can get my ES up to like 8700 in the tanky version of my build, swapping out my boots and taking off my rarity stuff and putting on real gear. But having 213% rarity is actually, it's pretty fun for this league. You find some stuff. I've gotten 2 Headhunter cards and a Cosprey's Malice. I have all sorts of interesting gear that I'm not using. I'll show you another Metamorph here. See, he popped me. But he's probably dead, right? Let's see. Oh, no. Yeah, I got him. And this is what the Cast on Death portal is all about. He pops me, I pop him. I go back in, I pick up the stuff. So, you know, for being Bane, it's pretty good. There's a lot of ways that I could optimize this build. I could use something other than just Bane, for example. I could use Essence Drain or Contagion or Soul Rend. I could weapon swap and use something on a weapon swap. Like I could have this and then weapon swap to an Essence Drain or Contagion. I have more Cane of Unravelings. I have what's the staff called? I have another good staff. I have another one of these, but I have another what the heck? Yeah, this thing. I could put something on this thing, on my offhand, and make it better. I just haven't yet because I've wanted to just stick with pure Bane just for this video and for the memes. Definitely the thing that could improve would be my chest. If I get a better chest, I could improve. Here's my build. I basically pick up the Chaos nodes, the Curse nodes, Energy Shield. This is Healthy Mind, actually. It converts all this to mana, which scales this helm and scales these nodes here, which are really good. I have Int scaling here, Pain Attunement here, Wicked Ward here. Then I go down into this area of the tree to pick up the aura nodes here, and then, you know, more chaos damage. On my amulet, I have anointed Hunter's Gambit for the chaos multi. I was really lucky to find this Unnatural Instinct, which actually is pretty amazing for my build. It lets me pick up these 2 nodes and then all these little nodes. It gives me a whole lot. I think if you mouse over somehow, it'll show you. How do I thought there was a way that it would show. Yeah, see? It gives you all that stuff, which is really beneficial. So, yeah. What else? Anyway, Bane is very, very viable for this league. I was able to start playing Bane I think, as soon as I got it, I was able to start playing Bane and level completely as Bane. The hardest part of this league was punching for the first 4.5 hours to find a socket. And then even after I found the socket, it took me another 1.5 hours to be able to equip the item with the socket to the Witch, because I started as Witch. So probably the most lucky thing is dropping this amulet. 6th link in this was just brute force. It took me forever to 6th link it really late into the league. I had to use that sword and board that I showed you for the longest time. And then it took me an innumerable amount of chromatics, even with the VOC calculator, to get it chromed right. My divining my rings, like, got pretty lucky as well. I got pretty good rolls on my rings, and I divined these gloves. Got pretty lucky on the gloves. But yeah, the next biggest upgrade would be this chest. Now, currency-wise, this is what my currency tab looks like. 7 exalts. I found out. I'll show you what I was talking about. I found. I got on full stacks. Yeah, I found this Headhunter card and this Headhunter card, which is hilarious. I found 7 exalted orbs. I've been really lucky in blighted maps. Here's what my map tab looks like. Pretty decent map tab in my atlas. I'm 128 of 154 and 79 of 154. I'm slowly chunking along through these completions. I've killed Sirius a couple of times now. I failed him a couple times as well, but I'm killing him with Bane. I'm killing him with this build. I swap in I changed my boots. I put on these boots. But yeah, I've gotten the helm from him, and I forget what else. I have a really good fire build. Like, I have Aberrath, the thing for this. I have a lot of good fire gear, and I might make some fire build sometime. But yeah, let's see what else. I've seen. There's something else I was going to tell you. I have like 40 rings. Still don't have enough rings to make the lore weave yet. But yeah, I've really enjoyed the league. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, hit me up. This is VOC, and thanks for watching. Yeah, Taste of Hate I use it sometimes. Thanks for watching. Bye now.